Friendship supreme. Friendship supreme. Finding the geek within.
Hey everybody, my name is Michael.
My name's Cleve.
And welcome back to another exciting episode of Friendship.
Supreme.
We're the podcast that dares to ask, are you worthy?
No.
Hell no, I'm not.
I'd like to be one day, maybe. It's not today, though. Today we are discussing people outside of the comic book realm, inside the comic book realm, doesn't matter, who can lift the hammer of Thor.
That brings up a valid point, by the way.
Okay, go.
For this discussion, at one point in time, because of original sin, Thor was not worthy to wield Mjolnir.
Mm-hmm.
And then he became worthy later on again.
Yeah, I guess.
So, well, I was thinking in my head originally when you said I'd like to be one day, in my head I was thinking, can one actually right one's sins or fight, like, or flaws to then become worthy? I suppose that answers.
Okay. Have you ever played one of those video games where you get to make your own choice whether you want to be good or evil?
Yeah. You think it's like a scale like that?
And sometimes you ride the line, and sometimes you go way onto evil. I think that's what the line is. Like, Hitler can't be like, I'm going to work really hard, and one day I'll be able to lift the hammer. You know what I mean? Like, he's too far gone.
I've planted enough community gardens.
Yeah, but, you know.
Mine hammer?
I think once you commit a pretty big crime,
Yeah.
you're probably off the list of being worthy. You know, spoiler, but
I'm gonna use the fable mentality, like the point system.
Natasha, you know, let a building blow up that she thought a little girl was in. So,
but the little girl wasn't inside there.
She was inside there. That's why she was.
Oh, that's right. She was, but she lived.
So maybe not worthy. Maybe not ever worthy. You know, as opposed to Captain America, who, like, you know,
who knows,
worked really hard to help other people.
Maybe that little girl was gonna become like the next, you know, Adolf Hitler.
Like, so, I mean, she did. So, like, Superman would be worthy. I don't think he's done it in the comics. Wonder Woman would be worthy. I think she's done it in the comics. Batman, no chance.
What I find interesting, by the way, in my search of like who I thought would be worthy, and, you know, just looking out there is a large Reddit thread that exists arguing that Batman in fact could. I don't see it. I just don't see it. There's no way I see it.
Such a crooked fucking guy. Like, well, he's not crooked, but like conniving.
He teeters on that the anti-hero way too often.
Yeah. I think I'll do whatever it takes to stop you.
Real peacemaker vibe.
He might be on that line, and maybe one day could, because he doesn't kill people. But like, that's the only thing I think that saves him from for sure being on that side.
Thomas Wayne's Batman, however, completely off the books.
Oh, yeah.
Could never.
I saw a comic. I'll have to look it up so that I can give that person credit. But they drew a comic about how Mr. Rogers could lift it. I was like,
I'm on board.
Yeah, I can see that. That's for sure. He's a good guy. Good guy. Good guy to do good things. So who do you think could? Who do you got on the list?
Turn my hat backwards. Could Ash Ketchum
going down?
Could Ash Ketchum carry it? He's such a good kid.
I think you forget that first season.
He saved a Charmander in the first season.
Okay, so, but like, not wanting something to die doesn't make you worthy.
That's fair. But he was like that.
Like, if I'm driving and I avoid a squirrel, am I like lifting the hammer now?
Ash Ketchum gives like permanent young Steve Rogers vibes. Like I'm a young kid from Brooklyn and I could go all day.
I think it's the cockiness that might get
Mm,
him.
too much
Uh,
hubris. I got you.
yeah,
Okay.
and we got to talk about too what kind of makes you worthy, because it's not being the bravest person, it's not
No.
being the kindest person, and you know,
Culmination of all the things. Yes.
yeah, I guess it's a melting pot. Um, I think that Poe from Kung Fu Panda could lift the hammer.
He
Mighty Mjolnir.
is pretty worthy. He might end up using Mjolnir to stir some dim sum, or like to make some kind of food.
Maybe not to stir it, but like to heat it.
He's just like, his dad's
Like,
like, "Hey, the walk's not working." He's like, "Don't worry, I got you, Dad." It's just fucking rotating the walk on top of Mjolnir,
yeah.
cooking it. Oh yeah, that Peking duck would have a crisp to it that would be unmatched out there. No, I think he's the chosen one.
Yeah. I think it's the humbleness that helps him be worthy. The fact that even when it came to his own story with the Dragon Warrior, like, I don't know if I can do it, and then he could do it, and then
One would argue that the first movie was less humbleness and more just dumb, but
that helps.
it does help.
Not
The
dumb,
boyish
innocent
charm.
dumb.
He's got a boyish charm to him.
He's an innocent lad.
That's fair. In the realm of cartoon characters, children's type characters, I offer you Goofy from the original Fab Five Disney.
I think Goofy could. And I think we're counting on what we're calling innocence again.
He's just like in everything he's ever, well, not everything, because I can think of a couple things. Newer cartoons are kind of sketchier, but on a lot of things,
Risque?
he's
Goofy's
just
getting
so,
risque.
he's just so genuine. Like, what a great, we talk about this as dads now, where we go watch Goofy movie, and it's like, fuck you, Max, get in that goddamn car and enjoy your time with your dad, because he just loves you.
He
And
just
like,
wants to be there for you one last trip.
like, he's just such a solid character. And then also in Kingdom Hearts, I just feel like he was so much more of a uplifting, keep it going, you got this kind of character.
I think that there's not a moment you would think that he would use her for evil. You know what I mean?
Mickey, on the other,
I don't trust Mickey, man.
not one bit.
The narcissist. Like, everything's got to have my logo everywhere, and like, I'll date someone, but they have to look like me. Like, you can't trust that shit.
Goofy's out here dating whoever the fuck. You don't care. Goofy's just trying to get his dick wet, okay, guys?
Literal cows. Literal cows.
Boo.
Is a single father just trying to do right by his kid? Like, you gotta root for the guy.
Yeah, fair.
I swing back to you, and I say that Samurai Jack could also lift the hammer from Samurai Jack.
He's such a solid. What a solid cartoon. First off,
That is such a good cartoon.
That's a great and well done cartoon. Didn't he come back for a little bit?
It did, and I did not watch it, and I
was
wanted
just
to,
gonna ask
and
if
I
it was
just
any good,
never
yeah.
came around to it.
Something we'll have to go back and watch because I imagine
I think I'll need to go to the beginning,
from the
if I'm
beginning.
honest with you, and watch the whole thing again, because it was so much.
Yeah, I don't think he's ever done anything that would be like, yeah, you suck. So like, the inscription on Thor's hammer says, let's see, whoever holds this hammer, if he be worthy, shall possess the power of Thor. So it's just what we deem worthy. And I would love, if there's anybody out there that can draw and is listening to us right now, I'd love to see like Goofy and Poe after they've touched Mjolnir, because it transforms them. Because Jane, when Jane grabs it, she goes from being a cancer-ridden patient to female Thor.
I think Storm picked it up once, and she also got the cool ass armor.
Yes, I would love to see Goofy and Poe in some fucking Asgardian armor, all jacked out of their minds. Be good.
So
Uh,
so in an Avengers Disney crossover, are we making Mickey Mouse Iron Man? Because people would want to say Captain America,
no, definitely
but
Iron Man.
and then Donald would be Hulk. Okay, just wanted to make sure we're on the same page for that.
Donald is Hulk.
Um,
Daisy,
sorry.
maybe. Wanda.
Oh, she didn't even get the core five, huh? She gets fucking Wanda. She couldn't have been Scarlet Witch or I mean,
I was thinking Minnie would
Scarlett
be.
Johansson.
I think Minnie would be Black Widow.
Okay, we're missing a Cap. Is it Daisy, man?
Cap, maybe Walt. Walt just descends from the heavens. I don't know. Who could? Anyway, that's not what this is about. Uh, all right. No, I don't have any arguments about Samurai Jack, and I feel like it would offer him a lot of power to fight against. He just wouldn't.
You know what I think? You know, we talked about the innocence for the other two. I think it's the fact that he doesn't see anybody in trouble and ignore it.
He's the type of person that I think once he's completed what he needs to do, he'd be like, "Here you go, Thor. Thank you.
Yeah, here's your
Have a
hammer
good
back.
day."
Thanks for loaning that to me.
Like, I have unlimited power, but you know what? I don't really need it. Here you go. You can have it back. Actually,
Just trying to get back home, really.
right.
Just trying to get to the house.
Just want to go home.
Who
Sit
hasn't
down,
felt
have
like
a brew.
that? Who hasn't felt like that? We're like, oh, God, I just want to get home.
All right, next one on my list.
Mm-hmm.
What do you think about Optimus Prime? I go back and forth because he's a robot. So
He's
like
a car.
He's a car. And we joked about we've joked about before in conversations where what if you put it inside Optimus Prime? And he's driving it around. Is he holding it?
Well, it's like the Avengers joke when they were like, if you put the hammer in an elevator, the elevator still goes up. Like,
Right.
the elevator's not worthy. And if you gave it to Lightning McQueen, I think he could drive around in it or with it. And he is not worthy.
That'd be the best if it just dragged his butt.
Maybe it could be on him, but he couldn't physically. I don't know.
I'm wondering because like Optimus Prime is a pretty solid cat, but like,
and what kind of Optimus Prime are we talking here? Because
1980s cartoon.
Okay, I was like in the movies, he's got a little.
Yeah, I'm thinking 1980s cartoon.
I think it decapitated somebody.
Well, and in fairness, we could use all iterations of him to determine whether or not he's 100% worthy. So,
but anybody? Oh, I mean, I think Thor went to war and he killed a bunch of people.
Thor did. That's a great point.
I'm gonna say yeah.
Thor, in many occasions, has gone to battle and murdered people.
Let me counter back to you, Bumblebee, instead of Optimus. I don't think Optimus can't, but I don't question Bumblebee as much.
Bumblebee's made questionable decisions, but because Optimus Prime in the middle of war might have said, like, hey, let's waterboard that guy, and he's just pouring oil over a cloth on top of a Decepticon. He's like, tell us where the fucking base is.
It's a car cover.
Just tell me where the fucking base is. I'll touch your battery to the fucking concrete.
When you're the leader in a war, I think you've had to make calls that might have a building blow up with a little girl in it. Like,
just let it go, man. Just let it go, okay? The little girl deserved it. Now she's Taskmaster.
She didn't deserve it, especially not then, because her dad's a crook.
Now
her dad's a terrible person.
The fact that she ended up becoming Taskmaster makes me wish been deceived.
That's fair. That's all it was about.
So we have a whole episode where it's just this isn't what that episode's about.
We need to just have an edit of us just going, that's not what this is about. That's not what this is about. That's not what this is about. I'm not saying Optimus Prime can't.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just I'm worried if he could. I definitely didn't see him do it, and I definitely am questioning the robot thing because that really messes things up.
The only
Could
thing that
Vision could Vision pick it up because he was a robot? He was like artificial,
yeah, because the only
and
thing I could think of is like that he's still technically sentient.
mhm.
I think Beast Wars
They do
proves
have
they can do
souls.
whatever. Like they can become whatever they want.
They do have like their own souls and auras because they could die.
And like we let Beta Ray Bill hold it.
I mean, he's a bad person. He looks funny. Uh, I'll allow it.
Provisionally, he can hold a miniature Mjolnir. He
A
can be
little
like
chip off of it.
he can be like Throg. He gets a
I
sliver.
I would like feedback from the listeners on their thoughts of Optimus Prime holding it. I don't, and I don't know Transformers enough to be able to like go back, but I have to feel like he's done something sneaky. I don't know.
You know, again, okay, Throg is actually a good point because I don't think Throg did anything that like actually made him worthy.
I think he was just a good guy.
There,
I'd have to double check.
all you gotta be.
Then Optimus gets it. I did see him decapitate a robot one time. I am going to offer to you Sailor Mercury from Sailor Moon. I know you are not super big on the Sailor Moon universe. Maybe I should make you watch that for an episode.
I'm not like it's not like I
And
didn't like
because
it.
you
I
and Jameson
just
could watch it. Oh, how
I
many
think
episodes are in it?
what's
Keep
funny is
talking.
like what's funny is I think someone an old boss of mine suggested that like oh Jameson would love it because I watched Studio Ghibli stuff with her and she did not enjoy the first episode. I don't know so much. Sakura the card captor she liked that one.
I imagine
It's
kids.
just
It's so hard to get kids to watch something kind of older.
it's just an older yeah they're used to animation now whereas this is cartoon drawing like they're used to computer generated.
We're looking at an average of like 200 episodes and 3 movies. So never mind. But keep talking.
So yeah, I'm familiar with the Mask
Tuxedo Mask.
Tuxedo Mask, and that doesn't even make sense. But yeah, Tuxedo Mask and Sailor Moon, and then her cat, but I don't remember the cat's name.
The mask tuxedo. It's not a tuxedo with a mask wearing a mask. It is a man wearing a mask.
Yeah,
wearing a tuxedo.
He is masked. The tuxedo wearing mask.
But the tuxedo isn't masked. The man is.
But like, I would like to think of it as like he is. I'd call him Tux. Like if we were just in a conversation, like, hey, me and you are buddies. He's Tux.
Mm-hmm.
So he's masked. He's
I
the
call him
masked Tux.
I call him all T-mask. Anyway,
yeah, not familiar with which. I'm not familiar with which one Mercury is.
Mercury's the blue one.
Makes sense.
But she never really gets in a fight with everybody. That
doesn't make sense. Mercury is red. Yeah.
Yeah, but so is Mars. So
okay, that's fair. So is Jupiter. Like a lot of them are red.
It's not Jupiter.
A lot of planets. Okay, maybe orangish. I mean, I'm
or
kind
Venus
of blind.
is orangish.
The only one that I think is blue is Neptune, isn't it?
I'm not gonna Google what color planets
are.
Okay,
Uranus.
I think they did make a Sailor Uranus.
You want to say Uranus?
Anyway, she starts off like kind of doubting herself and then gets stronger, always supporting everybody. I guess the same qualities you were giving Goofy, but more smart. Smarter than Goofy for sure.
That's not hard.
I know, but I just when I compared it to Goofy, I'm like, well, I guess that's not super fair because
Uranus and Neptune.
Like Goofy's a talking dog, so Pluto couldn't figure this shit out.
What is going on there? There's an entire movie where an entire city existed that's all talking dogs. What happened to Pluto? Okay, I bring you up one more. I have one in the pocket that I want to talk about at the end, but I'm gonna give you one more that I have that I think has done some questionable stuff. But like, part of me wants to say that he could have, but also part of me says like he's done some
No,
shit.
Hawkeye couldn't lift it.
Oh God, no, fuck Hawkeye. Yoda. But like, because I could see him, little tiny, like super agile young Yoda, like flipping around with Mjolnir and would just go ham. But at the same time, he has illegitimate children all over the galaxy, right? Like
We don't know. We don't even know how they produce kids. They can pop
just,
off his back like fucking gremlins.
He's using the Force and just mind fucking everybody. They're all pregnant all of a sudden. Real confusing.
I feel like that's Palpatine's thing more than it is.
It's Palpatine's
Yoda.
thing, isn't it? Yeah.
I don't think Yoda was doing that. I
You're
think
my baby
Palpatine
now.
was. I think that Yoda could. I think that I've not seen him do anything that would make me say he couldn't. Although that council, I question that council of Jedi's.
It was
Jedi
real
Masters.
judgy.
They're little. They've definitely made calls. You know what I mean? The same thing I was saying about Optimus, I definitely say about that council because I don't think Mace Windu can at all.
He's definitely put out a couple Order 66 himself. He's definitely been like, all right,
I know this boy is a slave and he really wants to get out, but I don't think he's got it.
Nothing to do with him. I want nothing.
Just gonna say it. Just gonna say it.
So he was right, but whatever. It's fine. He didn't know that.
Who knew? I guess he did. Whatever.
I guess maybe he did. Did it change color? God, wait a minute. Yoda in Asgard armor, and then like Mjolnir like fuses with his lightsaber.
Maybe it just shoots off yellow lightning, or not yellow, green lightning. I would accept that. I offer to you before we get your pick is well, because I don't know what to call it. I offer you Forrest Gump.
He is the goofiest goofy that's not fucking animated. So I mean, I can't say no.
He's so pure of heart.
He just wants every
and then he stayed with old fucking Jedi, who was a terrible human being.
He was awful.
I mean, she had a rough childhood, but whatever. Semantics. How long do you get to get away with that one? And then you're like, hey, you got this kid. He's 7. I'm dying.
I've always said you having a terrible childhood does not excuse you for treating people terribly.
The only reason I say that is because it was in her ages of like she finally got to do whatever the hell she wanted, but she was definitely terrible then. But like I don't know. Yeah, I don't appreciate like hey, you have this kid. He's like 8 now. I'm dying, so you should probably come around.
He took care of Lieutenant Dan. He beat China in ping pong. He
paid out Bubba's family, didn't he?
Yeah, he sure did.
I mean,
he made Bubba gums.
He got shot in the buttocks.
I got shot in the buttocks.
Anyway, yeah, lift the hammer. Done deal.
No way he doesn't. He should be the one.
I almost, it's hard to speak for celebrities in general. I almost think Tom Hanks could.
Yeah.
But Tom Hanks could have a cellar full of people. I don't fucking know.
He definitely does.
I don't know these people anymore. I don't know who to trust.
The world has showed us that unless they're fictional characters, we have no idea what they've done behind the scenes. All right, so the last one is actually kind of, a plug for an episode we've already posted. And now, unfortunately, based on this post, I think the answer is probably no, and I may have said yes before, but can Master Chief hold the hammer?
No. No way.
We just posted an episode not too long ago about the first episode of Halo on what's
Definitely
the
not
Paramount?
that version.
Paramount Plus.
Pretty sure
Yeah.
not that one.
Paramount Plus just released their first episode of their show. They didn't do what most of these shows have been doing, which is like throwing 3 or 4 episodes at us at first.
Yeah, I noticed that.
They're like, no, you're gonna come back every week.
Mm-hmm.
So if you guys want to check out our review of that,
we played the song.
if you want to check out our review of that, it should be on our YouTube channel. But yeah, I just definitely not that version.
Here's the thing. I would say I think the video game version could. However, we graded Optimus Prime on a full media line. And if we're doing that, I think this episode tanks it.
Yeah, no, I definitely think that unfortunately, if we include this most recent episode, some shit's going down, guys, and I don't think he's worth anymore.
Okay, but then let me ask you this: if it's not of his fault, does that make him not worthy?
Makes him complacent. He still was the hand that did it.
Okay, so what about like mind control thing?
I think that in the rules we established at the beginning of like your Fable game, bad choice, good choice. Like I think he's gonna need to make some really good fucking choices before he can touch that hammer.
So he's still in the running. He's just not right now.
I think so. I don't know.
I think video games. I think Link could from Zelda.
Link having Mjolnir would be terrifying.
He would throw it like that fucking boomerang.
He's just reckless out there, guys. He's just reckless.
Unless you count, and well, I don't know, with those video games that were like videos. He was a pretty shitty character there.
Well, they just mixed the cartoon with anyways.
But I think the good outweighs that one time that they.
That's fair. He's saved the world so many fucking times. He may have used his powers to control plants to fuck a couple vegetations, but like that's not against the rules.
Yeah,
I don't think
nobody counts plants.
Anyways, guys, let us know who you think could be holding, be worthy of holding Mjolnir. Also, we'd love to hear what you think about Optimus Prime. Does Optimus Prime get to hold Mjolnir, or is he not quite worthy enough? Also, if you guys want to reach out to us on any of our social medias, go ahead and reach out to us. How can they do that, Cleve?
We have Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter, which are all Friendship Supreme, except Twitter has no I's in the word friendship. All eyes go to youtube.com/Friendship Supreme, where you can see whatever I was doing while Michael was talking. We also have a Twitch channel, twitch.tv/Friendship Supreme, where we stream every Sunday, Tuesday, and Thursday at 9 p.m. Central Time.
I've been Michael.
This is Cleve.
And whoever so hold the hammer, if he be worthy, shall possess the power of Thor.
I like the way you read it the first time. Just use that one.